Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September the 13th, 2019. We're sitting in the middle of the 999 portal, and it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I'm 25 again this year. If you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Well, I'm having a great time. My day has just started, and hopefully it will continue being on a high note. And then there's evening. I like partying and just having a good time my entire Virgo season. But that's not why I'm on here this morning. Even though I felt so good this morning when I woke up, there was something that is vexing my spirit, and I've got to share this with you. I've said in a previous video that I'm doing research on twin flame relationships. And I've also said they stress me the hell out. And they stress me out because I get to witness the abuse, the emotional and sometimes physical abuse of two people who are divinely connected. And it hurts my heart. It vexes my spirit. So I can't, I'm just observing. I cannot imagine what the participants are going through emotionally or even psychologically. There's got to be damage, and it's got to be long term. Excuse me, lip is itching. Don't ask me why. So, my message for you today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the twin flame relationship, its purpose, and how it's supposed to work. The twin flame relationship starts when there is a living entity. Let's call it a soul, spinning energy, spinning energy. One speck of energy spins off that is more as masculine. On the opposite side, there's a spinning that's more feminine. That's the divine feminine. Now we have the divine masculine. They're in the light realms. Well, they're basically in the void, but they're in the light realms as they spin off. And as it goes, they end up coming down into the 3D world. For some of you, we might think I have lost it. We're talking metaphysics, quantum physics, whatever the hell, spirituality. That's where I'm coming from right now. Soulmates and twin flames. That's where your twin flames come from. One definition of twin flames is two parts of one soul. Another definition of twin flames is two souls on the same frequency. The Bible talks about your other half, your better half. And that's still the divine masculine and the divine feminine relationship. Now, when I say divine masculine and divine feminine relationship, or when I say divine mass or divine feminine, I am not, let me be clear, I am not talking gender. I am talking the aggressive, focused, pointed energy of the masculine, and I am talking the soft, receiving, nurturing energy of the feminine. With that, you can have women who are divine masculines or have a more divine masculine energy, just like you have men who have divine feminine energies. It has nothing to do with sexual preference at all. It has to do with their energy. Um, a feminine male, divine feminine male energy may have a preponderance of female spiritual guides. Whereas, I don't know where these itches are coming from here in the face. Probably the smoke. A divine feminine, a divine masculine female may have dominant energies. It's up to us to balance them off within ourselves. I am very, or have been very, have really expressing divine masculine energy for years. Only recently have I been able to step back and balance my divine energy, divine masculine with my divine feminine, and really enjoy the feminine side of things. I don't have to work as hard. I can receive, I can throw out, I can express intentions and throw out energy and have the manifestation come back to me as a divine feminine or unbalanced individual. Instead of just getting up and going, just working for it, running for it, fighting for it. in my divine masculine. But you know what? We're mostly in our divine masculine energies when we're working 9 to 5. Okay. Now, the purpose of the divine couple, the twin flames, is to come into this 3D earth and help with the ascension into 5D and beyond. But before they can do that, they have to balance out their shadow selves. And when people start talking about balancing out the personality or their shadow selves, they're talking about healing some jacked up stuff about themselves. And from what I've seen, my God, that is even an understatement. Now the nose is itching. It's probably the incense. I'm burning incense because I'm not sure what spirits I have following around in here, but anytime you talk about a spiritual topic, burn incense to keep it clear from any negative spirits or any other kind of influences. Okay. Um, what are they healing between themselves? They're healing their deficits, their character deficits. Um, you might have a divine masculine who is about to walk on water, who has a divine feminine that is a hired assassin for a cartel. And can you imagine those two getting together? But when they do, what happens? The killing nature from her is going to have to be subsided and healed by his loving nature. However, what if she has a contract to take him out because he's too much of an influence on her? Mhm. What if he crosses the line that she wants never to be crossed? Will she take him out? I mean, she does it all the time. That's her job. The answer is she could, very easily. But before too much abuse happens, well, let's just say before it gets to be that bad where murder takes place, the universe separates them. Something happens and they're literally, it's almost like parting of the waves, and one does no longer have access to the other to do any harm. But prior to that, the abuse can be horrendous. So where's that loving union to save the world and bring the world into our ascension come from? To make heaven on earth? Where does that come from? Further down the road, after all of the balancing has taken place. There are 3 stages in the twin flame relationship. There's the union, when you meet, which is honeymoon bliss. There's the disunion, separation. Yeah, Front Porch Chronicles, I'm waving at my neighbors. There's the disunion, when there is a separation. And let me tell you something, it has got to be horrendous to separate. But you have got to separate yourself from your twin flame to heal yourself, to save yourself. It gets that bad. The abuse or the circumstances can get right crazy. And then there is reunion. Excuse me. Lee and Sherry Patterson are twin flame coaches, and they have a story to tell. So if you're ever on YouTube, look them up under twin flame Lee and Sherry Patterson, Patterson. And they listen to their story because they went through the union, the disunion, and the reunion. And I think they did it a couple of times. But you can look at them and just see that they're like from the same soul. You can tell. There's some other twin flames unite. They're younger. And I'm not sure they've had their disunion yet, or if they even have to. Because when they met, I can't remember their names. But they're under Twin Flames Unite. They're down in South. He was married to someone else. And that's another story to tell. So it's not a simple thing. This twin flame relationship can be a complicated mess. And you still have to negotiate through it all. What I'm finding so disheartening, I'm going back to the separation, disunion, or before your separation, while you're still in union, when things are so bad that you have to go. You have to go, and that's it, and that's all. The problem is, when you go, You can't get that other person out of your head. You're receiving telepathic messages. Uh, all kinds of things are drawing you in, along with all kinds of pain. And I'm talking about real suffering. But the purpose for the separation is for the two of you to heal. For example, there is a situation I am aware of where one fella, divine masculine, was blessed with meeting his divine feminine. The problem was that he started, of course, when you meet your twin flame, your life improves, it enhances, everything goes up. And that's so that you can be put in a certain position where you can influence the world. Well, what happened as he was going up, he was becoming more arrogant. All his little foilables started coming out. So even though he had a twin flame, a divine feminine at home, he went out and created several options. They're called them options. Several other connections. Other women who were and still are karmic. So every time he was with those women, the divine feminine felt that and suffered from it. Well, what has happened is that he's gone out there and got himself involved with something that he can't get rid of now. And this is a major karmic relationship. Folks, let me tell you something. Divine femme and divine masculine, or just male and female. You can tell, the first thing you need to know, recognize this. When you're with the wrong person, your income starts to drop and it doesn't get any better. When you're with the right person, your income soars. Now, which would you prefer? Codependency is a major problem with twin flame relationships. That's why some people stay. They feel there's no other person like this in the world for them. Well, no, it isn't if that's your twin flame. But what if it isn't your twin flame? There's another character in the movement. Now, this is going to sound really out there, but it makes perfect sense to me now. Let me preface this by saying, human beings are not at the top of the food chain as we've been led to believe. There are other beings higher, and there are beings higher than them, and then there are beings ad infinitum as it goes up. Well, just because someone is on a higher level does not mean they're nice guys. You have beings who will see the twin flames come into the earth and who will send someone to one of them to appear in their lives and distract them from their mission. This is what I suspect has happened with the fellow with all the karmic connections who has finally lost his twin flame. Well, she's not that lost, communicating every day, but not the way they were before. Because the karmic that he's with, this stuff is too weird, even for me to believe. How much damage can you do to a person before they finally let go for good? All the dirt, the lies, the cheating, the deceit, the deception, the viciousness, the nastiness, the absence, the negligence he inflicted upon his divine feminine, this karmic turns around and inflicts upon him. It is bizarre because this didn't happen just one time. This has happened at least 3 or 4 times that I'm aware of. And I sit back and watch this shit. I'm like, something wrong with him. And what is it all about? Lessons learned. But in the meantime, while he's going through this experience and hasn't learned that lesson yet because that pineapple flavored punani has just driven him crazy, is that this is my observation, and I do truly believe the crux of it all, or what's behind it all, is his feelings of not getting the love or attention or affection from his mama as a small child. Because when you see him and the karmic interact, it's almost like mother and child, even though she's years younger. The let me talk to you, son, affection, the touching of the hands. I need your attention now, son. Listen to me. I reach over and touch the top of his wrist. Listen to me now, dear. When you see him with his divine femme, it's totally different. We need to get this done. We need to get that done. We need to be at this point. We need to be at that point. Come on, let's go. Let's get this ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, this way, not that. Come this way. Here. She provides him with purpose and direction. The karmic provides him with attention and affection until the money runs out. Because he has enhanced his career to such a point where he's up in 7 figures now, he gets such a thrill out of buying sex. Different folks from different strokes, no judgment. No judgment. Well, maybe a little bit of judgment. But I'm not going to hold it against the brother. Um, but with that comes some heavy consequences and costs. And I'm afraid, well, he's not the only one. And what I'm afraid is, look, you keep playing around with this karmic when you should be healing and building something of a force field of unconditional love with your divine feminine that we all can share in. And 2020 is just down the road. Now, this is September. We've got October, November, and then December, and we're into 2020. I don't know what 2020 brings. I've heard about the event, whatever the hell that is. But I'm telling you now, 2020 really unnerves me sometimes. No, it's that it doesn't unnerve. It's like vexing my spirit. I'll be fine. I know what I need to do for me. I know how to clean up my little foilables. But people in mass, good people, distracted, are falling by the wayside. People are dying. They're dropping dead. Uh, they're sick. They get sick. These weird, strange illnesses, and some of them just find them dead. Natural causes. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I think we had 5 people in 1 month, just in my group. And that was including my brother-in-law. And who I suspect was a twin flame with my sister. Oh, that's a story I'm going to tell one day. I'm going to put that in writing. Um, it's like second chances are nil to none. I'm getting notifications in there. It's quite interesting. And, don't be looking for a second chance. Get it right the first time, because you may not be around for a second chance. I don't want to sound morbid. Maybe I do want to scare the hell out of you, because something's coming. And whatever wave this is coming this time, it's not playing, because we have walked through several waves of energy, and we didn't know it. When I speak of a wave of energy, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know how when when it's really hot in the summer, and you're like in a downtown traffic, stuck in traffic, and you can see between the cars the heat, that glistening wave. That is an energy wave. That's just one of heat. Well, there are other types of energy waves. Some of those waves go from dimension to dimension. I have walked, and you have too, you just were not aware of it, through several dimensions at one time. And the thing is, nothing apparently changes, but it is changing. It's like walking from one version of a place to another version of a place to another version of a place. And this is my concern. I'm telling you about the energy waves now to get you to understand that as twin flames experience their everyday lives, they too are walking from one version to the next version to the next version of some energy wave. But if they're constantly at a battle, one might be walking through the energy wave while the other is left behind. And after a while, be completely gone. Because, let me give you an example. I was living in an apartment complex, and I was really walking through energy waves, walking through the complex. And I'd only been there 2 years. And I'm like, this place is changing. With each energy wave, I think I walked through 3. And after the 3rd one, I'm like, oh hell, we gotta go. First wave, I didn't detect anything, but I saw the cellophane. I was trying to get up the hill into my door. Second wave came, and I noticed a lot of people moving out and some new people moving in. Whole different characters, whole different kind of personalities. Oh, my aura is showing. Look at that. Not the folks I moved in there with. The cussing, the damning, the fighting. Like, well, I'll just hang in here a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Maybe another year. And then one day, it was around changer season, maybe winter into spring. I was wearing a spring coat, and I was coming. 2 things. Well, there was in a wall of energy. I knew exactly what it was, but it was something about it. It was something about it. It just scared me. It didn't feel right. It felt all wrong. And the problem was, it was standing between me and my apartment door where my family was. I stopped and stood there for a minute because I came to the decision that I knew I had to walk through that energy field if I was to get to my family. I took a couple deep breaths, and like nobody's keeping me from my family. Que sera, sa effing ra, I'm going through. And I walked through. They were fine. But let me tell you what was going on in the neighborhood at the time. People were hit and killed by trains. They were committing suicide. They were fighting. I've never seen this young boy, 6 foot tall, knocked his sister down with his fist on the concrete. I had never seen. I have a brother. I used to tussle with my brother. I used to tussle with my father. We fought all the time. We were playing. And even when we weren't playing with me and my brother, he's not going to knock me out like that. That girl was out cold. I'm like, what the hell? That energy changed just that badly. Long story short, I had to get out of there because then they started smoking something that gave me asthma. I had an asthma attack 7 days in a row, and finally I had the big one. And luckily, all happened around least expiration time, so I had to get the hell out of there. So, bringing that back to twin flames. My fear is that I do not know, can't figure out what is going to happen to twin flames in separation when 2020 comes. What happens when you are still not ready to do the job you came in here to do? Because the first wave hits of whatever it is in 2020. After that, 2022 is the next wave. Well, nope, nope, nope. 2022, a smaller wave, less impactful one, but still differential. Yeah, significant enough to stir some things up in life as you know it. By 2025, the spirit guide said the shit hits the fan for all of us. So what happens? I don't know. But I know it vexed the heck out of my spirit this morning. Hopefully, we're in the, and today and tomorrow, September 13th and 14th, we've got the full moon in Pisces. All you people in Pisces, you're gonna catch it. If you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, you have hell to pay from now on through the next month. If you're all doing the right thing, you will have abundance and blessings for the next 12 years. If you're with people you're not supposed to be with, you're jacked. So you better move on to the next one real quick. I'm damn serious. Yes, it is funny because I see so much stuff you people do. God bless you, Pisces. My grandma was a Pisces. My best friend's a Pisces. And I have Pisces in ascendant, but get into your intuition quick, down fast. Come on, Pisces. You know damn well if it don't feel right, leave it alone. Please. You can't take the risk now. Time's up. Um, what else was I going to say? I'm feeling better now that I'm getting this out to you for whomever it needs to hear it. Um, that's all the disunion. For all the twin flames who can't stand the sight of each other, who hate each other, you got some spiritual work to do on yourselves. That includes your meditations, healing music. Don't even worry about the issue. Just play the damn music. Um, Use it as background music, or listen to it once. I listen to my stuff an hour a day. Maybe sometimes, depending upon how I feel, early in the morning and late at night, and for whatever ails me, or just healing music. Divine Femmes, you're going to have to do some womb cleansing to get all those vicious and nasty emotions out of your womb because everything you feel, all the hurt and pain you feel, embeds in your uterus. So get it out so you can bring in some new love, some new creative ideas, and some new babies. Yes, there will be babies. Um, what else do I need to say? I'm losing my train of thought. So until I get back, we're talking about disunion and the need for healing. Another reason for separation of the twin flame is the need for individual healing. Both of you need your own space, literally. The ocean, the mountains, whatever it is that makes you feel whole and healthy, that's where you need to go. Spend some time there. And when I say need your space, I'm talking months, people. You can't heal over the weekend or in 10 days from the stuff that you've been through, that you put yourselves through. Keep it real. And after that or before that, what you can also do is look up one of these twin flame coaches on YouTube. See who's in your area. I don't believe a life coach might be able to handle it, but it's best to talk to people who have been through it, like you're going through it. But don't think that you're going to continue with a whole bunch of shenanigans while you're going through a coaching session with these folks, because they'll read you down and throw you out. There's no time to play. They don't play. Unlike a therapist who'll sit there and charge you $300 for the first 15 minutes. They've got all the time in the world. They don't give a damn. But a twin flame coach knows what's at stake. Also, I haven't seen many of these yet, but there is the twin flame reunion, where the twin flames come back together. That can't be easy either, because if you damaged me and hurt me and have me doubting myself as a human being or as a woman, I'm not so sure about how I'm going to be with you when I see you again. Think about it. Or as a male, as a man, that's something to think about. That's something to think about. But I just had to get that out today. The purpose, what a twin flame is. Two souls coming into 3D to make it 5D and take it into ascension, take the masses into ascension. We can't get it together because of their personal problems. That's life, isn't it? Um, Union, disunion, and reunion. There are those who, you know what, and this is interesting because it seems like the ones, twin flames in union are much older than the twin flames. I mean, in reunion are older than the twin flames in union and disunion. And maybe that's because life has taught us a lot of things that normally, even as twin flames, we just wouldn't pay too much attention to. But since we're into this twin flame relationship and life has been forced upon us in a different way, we have to see things differently. We see things at a different level of maturity that you didn't have when you were younger. And maybe that's it. That could be it. Um, so much I wanted to say about the twin flame experience. But oh my goodness, 31 minutes. I've been on here long enough. If you want to read up on twin flames, I've got a couple of books for you. This is the book that started it all. This is Elizabeth Clare Prophet, uh, Soulmates and Twin Flames. Now, a new look at love and karmic relationships, the spiritual dimension of love and relationships. Now, folks, it's a shorty. It's a little short book. It's only what? It's got some decrees in here, 155 pages. Easy read. But the problem with this book is it is so romantically spiritual, or the whole spiritual romance thing makes it kind of syrupy sweet. Excuse me. Now, it does bring in uh, issues when you're in disunion, but it kind of glosses over it. So, if you're in that spiritual, what I call spiritual la la land, like I was in for years and years and years and years before I realized that, this stuff hurts. This stuff hurts. You know, it needs balance. It needs better balance. But it's a good book. This is the pre-primer on twin flames. Maybe you should check it out because another. Fake twin flames. Fake twin flames. This is. I was trying to get into this. Not going to be too much longer. When I was talking about the beings, human beings not being top of the food chain, and other beings that are coming in to disrupt you and distract you and create these karmic relationships, coming in as your handlers. They're going to make sure. That's a false twin. They're called false twins. You have false divine masculines and false divine feminines, and their whole purpose is to keep you off balance, keep you in the doldrums, keep you away from mission, keep you off mission. And they're not in here. Just wanted to let you know they are. There is a fake twin that comes off looking just like you would think your twin would look, with the right characteristics and everything. Talk a good game, but that's it. It's all talk and no action. Talk, with the I love you, we're here forever, I'm here to follow this mission with you, and then they go to the bars. Totally fine. Okay, just that was a sidebar. I wanted to wrap that up. Another good book that's really more factual. This is written by a twin flame. Josephine has done a very good job. She breaks it down, and she gives you, the who, what, when, wherefore. It's like in an outline, but it is clear, concise. It's real. And this is called the Twin Flame Handbook. Another one, Andrew Parsons, Twin Flames. Let me say this. Men and women have a different way of communicating. We know this, right? This is the male's eye view of the twin flame relationship. Let me show you something. I mean, it's good information, but let me show you something. Look how thick it is. I mean, that's it. As opposed to, and these are just 2 books. I mean, 3 books. There are other books on the twin flame journey. I'm trying to get my head together to write about one. I'm still seeing my twin flame in my dreams, but I wonder if that's twin flame. I hear him and I see him. I've also met some of my spiritual guide who's been very helpful lately. I'm not about having no foolishness on the twin flame journey. I can fix it myself. But that's just how I carry it. And with that, I think I'll wrap this twin flame business up. I'm going to see if I can't find that link for Lee and Sherry Patterson and the other twin flame folk on YouTube. That's where I found them, and I mean, yeah. And oh, the lady. Another resource is spiritualunite.com. That's a website. Anything and anything, everything you wanted to know about twin flames is written on that website. The problem is you need to know the right questions to ask. Well, I feel so much better right now talking to you and just getting out what has been bugging the hell out of me for months. We're going to make it. I think we're all going to be great because I'm not bothered. I don't have the fear inside me anymore because it was building up into an anxiety I just have to shake. I think we're all going to be good. Those of you who are interested in this topic, those of you who are seeing and really getting into this video, you got this. You got this. Others, maybe not so much. Maybe that's where you come in with trying to teach someone and show someone what unconditional love is all about and how it raises our vibrational frequency and helps the earth and mankind and womankind ascend into higher realms of experience. Maybe that's it. On that note, I'm going to get my party started. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And thank you for allowing me to come to you. Have a wonderful day. Much love. I never know how to turn the damn thing off. Oh, this is ridiculous. Must be something on my fingers. There's one way of turning it off.